Hey everybody, this is Reno with the Jazzroom, and as promised I have a review for you guys on the Incase slider in the gunmetal color. Now, I know there are a lot of videos out there on this case, but I do have some comments on it, and not all that positive. I expected it first to be a very happy consumer, and I was, don't get me wrong. I'm really glad about this case, but there are a few things that did bother me. Now, as most of you know, this is a case that comes in two pieces. You slide your iPhone in there and then you close it, and you can take this bottom piece off to dock your iPhone. Your dock will line up perfectly with that case. So everything's good there, but when you slide in your iPhone, therein lies my first predicament with this case. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of these two rubber rails, guys, because as you can see, and I showed you before, they're like these bubbles in the rubber, and they're like, you know, leftovers from the molding process, something like that. But although the rubber is smooth, those little bubbles are everything but smooth. They actually caused some scratches on my iPhone, and the only reason I bought this case was to prevent my iPhone from getting scratched. I did find a way to resolve it. I took a match, put it on fire, blew it out, and then the hot part of it I used to melt the rubber on those bubbles and then smoothen it out like that. And that worked fine. It's really smooth now. I have no issues with it. But you know, it comes a little bit too late because I already have some scratches on the back of my iPhone here. I'm not gonna be able to show you guys on this video. I think I could try, but nah, that's not gonna work. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. There are some vertical scratches on here from sliding my iPhone in there, and I didn't do that a lot. You know, I didn't take my iPhone out a lot, but it did get scratched anyway. The second thing that bothered me a little was this case. When you're somebody who uses protective screens a lot, this case might not be your first choice, because the lineup of the case here is exactly along with your screen of your iPhone. So most screens out there, protective screens, their cut is okay, but it's not perfect. So what happens is when you slide it in there, you've probably seen this already happen, you're gonna get bubbles. The case is gonna move your protective screen. It's gonna cause for some air to get under that. It's just gonna mess it up, and I hate that, honestly. The only screen that did work, as I said in the previous video, was the protective screen, the mirror screen from morething.com. That screen had a perfect cut for my screen on my iPhone, and it was exactly the same as the Incase slider, so they lined up perfectly to each other. No bubbles, nothing got messed up. I used the hell out of it. I was really happy about it. It did get scratched pretty easily, so I ordered another one. I'm waiting on it now. But if you're looking for a mirror screen at least, that's one that I would recommend for this case, because I didn't have any problems with it. It is a pretty thick protective screen, but the sensitivity was great. No problems there. Now the screen that I have on now came along with the candy shell, and I didn't really try it with the Incase here, but you know, let's take a look. I am afraid of messing up this screen because I just put it on this morning. Okay, that goes smooth, but already here on the side there are some bubbles there. And I can tell with the bottom piece here, I'm gonna mess it up, so I'm not gonna put that on there. But when we look at the cut of this case, you know, that's flawless. I mean, Incase did an awesome job on designing this case, man. The camera hole is perfect. You know, you can take great pictures with it. Your buttons are perfectly accessible, everything, your volume buttons, and it feels great to push your buttons. It's not a hassle at all. It's like this case is just a part of your phone when you put it on, and that's ultimately the goal of your case, right? For people to think, hey, that's like an iPhone, but it's kind of different, and they don't even realize that it's just a case on there. So I'm really a fan of the Incase slider. They're just those two little comments that I had. Now for that screen, it's the reason that I bought the candy shell. Here we go, guys. From specproducts.com. The link is in the sidebar there. Now the reason that I bought this case is because it also protects the chrome of your iPhone, but it doesn't line up exactly with your screen. So what happens is you do have a little bit of chrome exposed on the sides here when you put it in, but that doesn't get scratched at all. You do have a nice lay on the table design with this case, so you can just drop it like that. It's the same thing with your Incase slider, but you've got the protective screen issues there. No protective screen issues here with this case. Another thing is, this is not a slide-in case, this is just a snap-on case. It's completely rubber. I'm gonna do a review soon. It'll be a short one, but you see this, right? It's kind of the same thing as with the rubber rails on my Incase slider. It's a leftover from the molding process. The only difference is with the Incase slider, it doesn't slide over this little piece of rubber. You just snap your iPhone in there, and there's no tension between those two. As with the Incase slider, every time you take your iPhone out of there, it's gonna slide over those little sharp edges and maybe cause some scratches. Okay, well, candy shell put aside here. I really love this case. The color is awesome. It's metal-like, but it's plastic. It's as light as a feather. It looks cool. It looks even better with the reflective screen. Not everybody is a fan of that, but I sure am. You can see your screen of your iPhone just fine with the protective mirror screen, you know. It's no problem. But there you go, that was the Incase slider. I do have a quick question for you guys. Maybe you can leave your answer in the comments below. Is there any one of you who knows about a manufacturer that makes cases kind of like this one? So with that I mean that protects your chrome of your iPhone completely, but with the look of like the morething.com Snap-on Kiss Metallic series. So I would like to find a case like this, but reflective, you know, with the mirror effect, maybe in a silver or gold or whatever kind of look. So if any one of you knows about a case that resembles my description, please let me know, guys, and let me know what you think about this case, what your experience is with it, whatever you like. So guys, thanks for tuning up. I'll see you on the next one, and have fun, guys. Cheers.
Sugar, I call my baby my sugar. I never cheat my sugar. That sugar honey of mine, so funny, funny, funny.